Also at this hour, we are receiving reports from the White House, and a statement reads that Biden and Harris are monitoring the Iranian attack against Israel from the White House Situation Room. The statement also says that the U.S. president has directed the U.S. military to aid Israel's defense against Iranian attacks and shoot down missiles targeting Israel. The IDF says that the Iron Dome system is secure and it will intercept all the rockets that are being fired towards Israel. And Iran had said or indicated earlier that it was expecting to launch 240 to 250 missiles in 2 waves at 4 targets in Israel, including Mossad headquarters and 3 air bases. And that's according to an Israeli source and a senior U.S. administration official. And the U.S. did actually report on this threat. It did say that Iran was planning to attack Israel tonight, and that has happened. What you're seeing on your screens are live visuals from Israel. This is Tel Aviv. The air raid sirens are being sounded. The air raid sirens are being sounded also in Jerusalem. People have been told to take shelter. Countries like India and the United States have issued advisories to their citizens in Israel to heed to the instructions that are being given by the government in Israel, and if they can, to leave Israel. So far, Israel has closed its airspace to commercial flights. The country's airports authorities said that they have closed air traffic or flights in and from Israel at the Ben Gurion airport. Some Iranian missiles fired at Israel on Tuesday were intercepted in Jordanian airspace. And this is also according to reports that we are receiving in our newsroom at this hour. Actually, in Jordan's capital, Amman, the night sky lit up as what appeared to be missiles streaked across it. People gathered outside to watch as an air raid alert came over the loudspeakers. In Jordan, there were several thuds and explosions in the distance. This was followed by some flashes of light. Susan Teherani is our correspondent in New York. She's joining us live right now. Susan Teherani, we do understand that the president and the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden are currently monitoring the situation in the Situation Room. What more do we know from the United States, from your end?
President Biden has directed the military to stand by Israel and defend Israel against these attacks. We heard from Secretary of State Antony Blinken just moments ago also saying that the United States stands unequivocally behind Israel and will defend Israel's sovereignty in these attacks as well. What we are hearing right now coming from inside of Israel is that the shelter in place and has been lifted for now, while Israeli officials are telling citizens to stay close to shelters. But it appears that after the second round of missile attacks that you talked about, Eric, there doesn't seem to be more attacks coming from Iranian soil. Of course, the IDF continues to be on high alert. So does the U.S. military in the region, and the Jordanian airspace, as well as the Iraqi airspace and Ben Gurion Airport in Israel. Those airspaces are closed. Flights are halted at the Israeli airport. But as of now, it appears that those attacks against Israel from Iran have been suspended. The Iranian leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, gave the orders to launch these missiles and said that Iran, quote, is ready for any retaliation. This is according to Iranian officials after the supreme leader ordered those attacks. The Iranian mission at the United Nations here in New York defended Iranian actions and said that it was response to, quote unquote, a terrorist attack by Israel, as the Jewish state has stepped up its military offensive against Iran. So that is the latest that we have right now. The mission also, I just want to let you know, posted on X. This is the Iranian mission here in New York. Iran's legal rational and legitimate response to the terrorist act of, quote, Zionist regime, which involved targeting Iranian nationals and interests and infringing upon the national sovereignty of the Islamic Republic of Iran, has duly been carried out. Again, these are all past tense, but the question is, Benjamin Netanyahu does not seem to be in a compromising mood, as we have seen in the past few weeks. How will Israel retaliate? Will Israel retaliate? We also heard from Iranian media that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, has been relocated to a secure place. What the next step is going to be, it appears the ball is in Prime Minister Netanyahu's court at this point.
Susan Tehrani, as you speak about retaliation, Israeli military spokesperson Daniel Hagari did issue a statement moments ago. He says that the Israeli military is fully prepared to defend and retaliate to the Iranian attack, stressing that it would be in a timely manner. At this moment, we have a tweet from the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Once again, this is a tweet from the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who has condemned the broadening of the Middle East conflict with escalation after escalation, and he has called for a ceasefire. Again, he says simply, this must stop. We absolutely need a ceasefire. This is according to Antonio Guterres, who's the United Nations Secretary General, who tweeted moments ago. And we do understand also from reports from the Israeli newspaper Haaretz, it's citing Israeli rescue services, and reports indicate that 2 people, once again I'll say that again, 2 people have been lightly wounded in Tel Aviv after the Iranian missile attack, and this is according to the Israeli newspaper Haaretz, which is citing Israeli rescue services. It said others were wounded while making their way to the shelters. Just a reminder that there was a shooting attack in the Jaffa district of Tel Aviv just before the missiles from Iran targeted Israel. In the middle of air raid sirens from Iranian missile attacks, Israeli police say that at least 4 people were killed during that attack and 7 others were wounded. Israeli media is putting that figure at 8. Police also said that the attackers were neutralized. The White House has issued a statement shortly after Iran fired the missiles. The US has increased its military presence in the region, in West Asia region. It says that the military will play an instrumental role in shooting down Iranian missiles during Tehran's last strike. The White House says Biden and Kamala Harris were monitoring from the Situation Room. Once again, this is a statement from the White House, which was issued after Iran fired the missiles. The US, which has increased its military presence in the region, played an instrumental role in shooting down Iranian missiles during Tehran's last strike on Israel on April 13th. This is the latest. Israeli military has said that the situation has been secured. People can leave bomb shelters now, indicating that Iran's attack is over for the moment. Jordanian army appeals to their citizens to stay in their homes for their safety following the attacks. Iran has said that if Israel responds, it will get a crushing response. Meanwhile, Iraq has shut down airspace, and this is according to the state news agency. Iran guards say attack on Israel response to killings of guards, commander, militant leaders. the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.